everybody, it's VEDA Day 19. Today I wanted to talk about the next big thing on the internet, or what site potentially has the ability to become the next big thing. You kind of had, over the course of kind of Web 2.0 stuff, you had like social networking like Friendster and MySpace, and then you have sites like YouTube, and then of course Facebook, and there's a few others that are out there that are kind of in the periphery that are maybe on the horizon. And one of those sites that I've been using more and more, and surprisingly it's addictive or just fun to do because it's so simple, and that is Tumblr. It's a blogging service, I guess, but it combines aspects of social networking. You follow people. You have a list of followers, there's people you follow, and it creates this feed, kind of a Facebook wall of what they're posting. And instead of a lot of text, which is a traditional blogging service, Tumblr is more media driven. It's mostly pictures, some video, animated GIFs, some text. There's question and answer. You can almost everyone, you can ask them a question, sometimes anonymously, sometimes you have to use your account name, and they can choose to answer them or not. So there's kind of a little bit of a running conversation between people that follow the person and their audience, and seeing what it has that feedback loop. And the genius of Tumblr, which is really interesting, is the reblogging aspect of it. Every person's post can be reblogged by another person's account, whether you follow them or not. And you're notified of that. So it kind of creates this like feedback loop of reinforcement or validation that you post something and lots of other people reblog it, which is kind of like liking. You can also like something, which is more of a secondary thing of just it counts the number of reblogs and likes, and it gives a total of how popular a given post is. And it gives, when you post an item, or you like say a picture, then it posts like where you got it from, and then the original source is always listed at the bottom. And you can also add your own comments or add an additional picture. And a lot of it's funny, it's whimsical. But the interesting about Tumblr is it's almost completely uncensored. Instead of like YouTube or to a certain degree Facebook, where like nudity is common, porn is common, but it's not like really raunchy or tasteless, although it can be. Traditionally not the case, and it's not a predominant thing of the site. And there aren't porn sites. These are people, uploading their own images. Sometimes they're professionally done, sometimes they're amateur, sometimes they're created themselves. And not talking about porn, but just in general. And obviously there's blatant copyright issues. But the cool thing about it is it's completely up to the users in terms of what you want and who you follow, and you kind of get an idea of the theme of that person. Sometimes they're funny, and sometimes they post a lot of interesting stuff. Links generally. But it's crazy that it's like hors d'oeuvre software that I talked about maybe in another video, or hors d'oeuvre culture. It's just like you have hundreds of pictures after being away from your computer a few hours to look at, and it's just sheer entertainment. You're not really learning a whole lot. There isn't a lot of social lessons or responsibilities going on here, but it's interesting, and it's really become probably one of the fastest growing websites on the web. I mean, it has millions of users now, and it kind of has that cachet of being kind of a little bit, at least in terms of the massive popular sites like YouTube and Facebook that have been around for years now, of kind of being underground, or kind of what the new thing is. And I'm sure that will change over the course of months to years, of course. But it has that new, it's that reblogging feedback loop that I think is new about it and is interesting, where YouTube doesn't have that, or Facebook, or any other kind of social networking sites. It creates a kind of an easy way of feedback, and you get credit for finding other stuff that maybe you didn't initially post. Anyway, it's interesting. I don't know how they're going to make money. I guess they'll just use ads. Right now there's no advertising, so they host all the pictures and most of the videos and stuff like that. So, and people, that's the other thing, and I would be a little bit nervous because it can kind of replace Facebook, and it kind of replace YouTube, because you can post your updates and things to your friends that maybe, or videos, without using the external sites. It all can be contained in that one site. I don't think it will replace those sites, but definitely I see a lot of people posting videos instead of on YouTube on Tumblr. I think possibly too that you don't get the negative comments and feedback because it's people that follow you or the only people that see it, but also has a smaller audience, of course, too. Anyway, that's the next big thing. What do you think is going to be the next big internet thing? It's kind of what's going to replace Twitter as the media golden child of hype. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.